button was invented in the 14th century, and it's still a fashion must.
A good button doesn't have any hard edges. Its holes are smooth, so it doesn't cut the thread. Its finish even, so no cracks form. Then it's perfectly made.
Martin Dolleschel makes buttons. The businessman is showing off his latest collection at a fashion show in Paris. His firm is tops when it comes to quality buttons.
I'm convinced we're the world leader because we have the nicest buttons.
And of course, he only uses his own company's buttons.
I have my own specially shaped button, my personal one that I buy and sew onto almost all of my clothing. It's a very simple but balanced button with a thin edge made of real horn.
Dolleschel's quality buttons are also purchased by fashion manufacturers around the globe, including many Italian labels. The sales manager for Italy knows that they prize the most extravagant forms in particular. Italians often tell him, "What a splendid button."
Stupendo bottone.
Far away from the glamour of Paris, this is the head office of Union-Knopf in Bielefeld, North Rhine-Westphalia. The company has a staff of 700 and produces buttons around the world. Since the 1970s, Union-Knopf has been making its buttons from a special plastic called Durohorn.
Durohorn
is our own raw material, our own development. It's our house brand. It's patented worldwide. It's a material which closely resembles real horn and can meet the demands of today's mid-range price segment.
Natural materials like buffalo horn are in demand, but they're very expensive. A single button made of mother of pearl can cost €5. Specially ordered buttons are still made by hand, and each button is checked to ensure it meets Union-Knopf's exacting standards. The buttons are then polished with beechwood chips, following an old family tradition. A dip in a vat of dye gives them their final look. Union-Knopf now produces buttons in Poland and China as well. The new plants are all automated. The pressure to keep costs down is growing. The only way the firm can compete internationally is to be innovative.
Our products are as perishable as fruit. Fashion is a process which develops quickly, moves very fast, and is constantly subject to new influences.
Every season, the designers create 500 new models. They hope fashion houses will design their collections around the look of the buttons.
A button can inspire me to design a piece of clothing. When I see a fabulous button, I say, that's just the thing I need for a blouse or a pair of pants.
Union-Knopf sells 1.3 billion buttons every year. In the future, the firm plans to supply makers of sporting goods too.
They make different demands on clothing. The goods must suddenly breathe, think, and ski all by themselves. That demands completely new types of closures and closure technology.
And they just might help the company stay ahead in times of economic crisis.